had the FBI come interview them in our security department, and then they're like watching, you know, all the my communications probably on my phone. But when I went to that checkpoint, I had turned the phone off, so I wasn't trying to make their job easier tracking me around. So I had the phone turned off when they ended up taking it out of my glove box. And I had told the FBI about, you know, I just kind of gave it to them, all the information they wanted. I was cooperating because I didn't want to jeopardize my job. And I talked about that, and I told them previously, when I was at work, I was kind of getting in troubles for taking pictures of people at work and different things there, and not taking them off the internet. These people were asking to do that, and they had offered to give me like a 6 months, you know, paid and get the hell out of the company before we moved.
Oh, really?
So they're like, oh, that's a pretty good deal or whatever. So I don't know if that kind of helped facilitate me getting out of work too or not.
It's hard to say.
But
it's hard to say. Well, now, you said that what 60% comes out to like 42.
Yeah.
Is that before or after taxes?
I think that's before.
Before taxes.
I think about $3,500.
About 35 after taxes.
But some of the taxes they didn't take out, so I like this year they didn't take the taxes out of 15 grand, so I had owed them like $2,300.
But I mean, the amount is that's not actually what you take home. The 42.
It is probably yeah.
It is
after taxes.
It's pretty clean then. That's what you take home.
No, I don't get taxed on 15,000, but yeah, I think it's 42 just straight. Yeah, then it's taxed afterward.
It's taxed afterwards. So what do you end up with in the end? It's not 42.
It may be 33, 34.
33, 34. Something like that. Something like that.
2021, I go one check, and then another one's about 13, 21, and 13. So some stuff, huh?
So it comes out to around what you said.
But I'm just trying to make some extra income, and then I was making a lot more money on my websites, and then those all got wiped out. So I was making maybe another $600-700 plus the videos when I got broken into that went up quite a bit. So I was making about $1,000 a month from just the websites and the videos and stuff.
Somebody hacked you?
Not really. This is like, I was guessing this they have this group with the government, COINTELPRO or whatever, they screw with people like the Black Panthers and media people who are fucking with them. So I think they talked to this GoDaddy and you know, examined their rules and looked at what I was doing, and then came up with a reason and a method to tell me I had to get rid of this, and this, and they just kept on picking at it, so it was not even worth my time fucking with them. So I just end up cleaning everything out. I'd clean out something, and they say, "Oh no, you didn't do this," so then I do that, and it's like it took me so long just to take those down because I had so many. I had maybe 1 million web pages, and then they said you're only allowed to have 250,000. Okay, so then it took me about a month just time going through and deleting and all that stuff. Then they're like, okay, you can't have this kind of files. And where I would have large video or picture files. And, oh no, people got to be looking at this stuff. You can't be using this as a storage. It was like an unlimited storage, and they never screwed with me. And then I'm just guessing they did that, but I don't know. I'm going to be proud of them. So I just let it. I was mostly pissed because I had like 2 websites for other people, for Bernard Savitz's synagogue or whatever. I made like a website for him, and also this other guy that from my house, he had just paid me for this domain name, but I was trying to do everything to get those back up or whatever, because that was something I did for them.
Now I noticed, I mentioned over the phone that when I was in Peru, I checked out once again your videos that you had on me, and then because I just put in Luis Howard videos in Google, and then I knew more or less videos that you had put on, but then after a number of years, I checked again, and you had put on some new ones on me. I guess what you did was you had them in your archives, you had them somewhere, and then you went through your archives and you found videos that you hadn't put up of me, and then you put them up, one or two, that you had just filed away or something, and then
they might have been up on my website. You just didn't find them in a search, and they were someplace else, maybe on the. They moved from one location to the other. I think Google, like I had a lot of videos on Google, then they closed that down and it moved everything to YouTube. And Len Winkler, encouraged me to put those on there, so I put them on there.
Yeah, I like that one, man. Like I said, there's that one where we're in your house, in that area you had from the table. In front of the TV, we had to sit. Yeah, we were there. We were talking, and then you had filmed it. And we were just conversing there. That was cool, man. I like that. Because that's like a moment of just, you're not playing.
Right.
You're just like hanging out and talking. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. And it's funny because you get to see yourself, like whatever, 10 years ago. And you realize, well, man, that's how I used to look.
Yeah.
and you realize, man, the years pass and you age, and then you're like, wow, man, I used to look like that. Look at that, man. It says banana pudding milkshake.
I like banana
pudding.
I like banana milkshakes, and I like banana pudding.
You do?
Huh? Yeah.
You like banana pudding
Yeah.
and banana milkshakes? Have you had banana milkshake?
Yeah, I have them frequently. I just made one the other day.
Oh, you make them? Okay.
Well, I haven't made two. I made one like a movie I put. That was kind of the ending. This girl gives me a banana milkshake. It was called the Ein Berliner Nein movie. I had went through and I was like reading a letter from the old girlfriend that invited me to Berlin.
Oh, who? Kristen? Kristen?
No, this was when I was 17.
Oh, this is you.
Kathy, because I was living in Germany and I just thought.
You were living in Germany because your father was in the military, right?
Right.
How is your father? Is he still around? That was very close.
I don't think that's a hold of it. I think it's what's going on.
You went in the wrong
hole. Oh, name it for the wrong. Because
that's
it was crayons for kids. They don't want.
How is your dad, man?
Good.
Is he good?
Yeah, he had. What was it? Oh, they went up to Alaska for a trip, and I guess they had their RV. I guess he must have hit something and got some big pipe up his rear end of his RV exhaust, and it kind of ruined their trip, and they're coming back to get some body work.
Where were they headed to?
They were in Alaska.
They were in Alaska. Your parents.
I guess they're in Top Alaska. Huh?
Your parents are still together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
They just sent me a picture the other day when I went.
What branch? What branch was your father?
Air Force. I was in there for a couple of years too.
Were you?
But they didn't. We didn't really mix. We kind of like oil and water.
It's amazing you lasted 2 years.
Is there 2.5?
There you
Maybe.
go.
But I just kind of got in for the educational benefits, and then they were kind of. Some guy was asking how they could get rid of me, and then I heard about that later, and I was like, well, I want out of here, so I went and asked the commander if he could help get me out, and they said, well, we had enough stuff to get you out of here, because I was like, screw up every month.
What?
Yeah, I would like driving around their running track on the way to work, and I guess
You mean you were doing?
Huh?
You mean you were doing stuff you shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, I was like, I was. What was it called? Sunbathing nude on their climbing range there with my girlfriend.
I don't think the Air Force goes for that stuff.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that was the It was like at the White Sands and Holloman Air Force Base.
Even though you don't know it, you can kind of figure.
Is there?
Kind of figure that they would
Well, I
frown
didn't think they would
on
know
nude
that.
safe
I
bathing
didn't know that.
on their bombing grounds. Did you say?
I guess so. That's what they told me afterward. Yeah, it's just some guy came out and I guess a kind of disciplinary letter or whatever. I think the worst thing I did was I missed they have a mobility appointment. And I missed that because I confused. I had a kind of test for my midterm test for the theater class there, and I forgot. The two things were at the same time.
But that wait a minute, that takes the cake. Nude sunbathing on their bombing grounds. Come on, who does that? That's crazy.
Well, I think what the guy turned me in was because they had zippers in my combat boots, but they were authorized, but he just didn't like the way they looked because he was real clean cut, and stuff, and he didn't like the way the zippers looked in there. You kind of just lace these zippers in there and then zip them up.
This is when you were a young guy, though, right? You were 19 or something?
Yeah.
Rob, you are one of the classic rebels.
Oh, and what was it? The first sergeant, I didn't clean up my room for a room inspection, so I wedged my weight set between the doors so they couldn't get in, and they're trying to break into it and trying to crawl through the window.
But Rob, weren't you disciplined for these?
Here's where they're stuck right now, I guess, in Tok, Alaska. The dog capital there.
Oh, is this recent?
Yeah, this is just yesterday. They sent that to me.
Oh, they look real nice. Yeah, look real nice, your parents.
I gave him some of these cameras, and he took them they just went to Tanzania, and they were taking video of us wearing it around and stuff. So I'm he made 1,400 videos, so I'm still labeling them.
To Tanzania? Yeah. Your father made 1,400 videos?
Well, just with these cameras, and they took a lot of pictures too. Really? But he just kept on separating them so much, so I got 1,400 things to label. Some of them were just a couple seconds. I got to figure out what it was. And
that's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
And then I got all my other crap too.
You can get a refill, right?
I did. I guess they were embarrassed. They were stuck there for a couple of weeks, waiting for parts and get fixed up. My dad was, didn't want to tell anybody about it. I guess he ran into it at first. Then my mom said something about it, and then he said something, and he kept on driving, and made it worse.
Now, are they right now? Are they at Tuk? Are they in Tuk right now? Tuk, Alaska?
I think so. Yeah, I think they were waiting for. They might be on the way back. I guess I'm not sure.
They were going to head back, basically.
Yeah, I guess they were waiting to do some stuff, and there was some weather. At first, they were waiting.
They live in Mesa, don't they?
Yeah.
Actually, I think they didn't live too far away from you, did they? They were pretty close to you. I remember you telling me that. They live close by.
Yeah.
Now, how often do you visit you stop by your home in Mesa? Pretty often?
Every 3 to 4 weeks. Usually stop by for the weekend, or sometimes a little longer.
That's cool. But your table's down in Apple, right?
Right.
No,
it's just in a garage right now.
But there's no space to really put it anywhere?
It might fit in the garage if it was cleared out, but Gloria's brother crammed it with stuff, and I got some stuff too. We'll probably put it on the side or something. I was thinking of having a tournament down there because it's kind of in the middle of some places. In that one bowling alley, it's called the Macomb. They have some the huge hall in there.
Right.
I considered that, but that'd be a lot of work.
I I looked on the Google Map and I saw where you're right off of 3rd Street or something, I think. Yeah, I looked you up, and I'm like, there's Ron.
Yeah.
I'm like, zoom.
Yeah. Came with like an oil pit, you know, for it. I covered it with like a big wooden box. But then you can walk underneath. I was going to make it into like a place where I could practice singing and not annoy the people and kind of meditate. I was going to put like a water bed in there, and it's only like 4 feet high, but like so you can go underneath, and it's you know high. I can put it like a disco in there, but then I was like, no, I just make it passive so I can go in there and meditate and get away from it.
That'd be cool. Okay. But it's a shame, man. I mean, it's a shame we don't have anywhere to put the table. It's a shame, man. I guess outside, right? On the driveway or something.
Yeah, could do that too. Yeah.
But you know, the wind.
Like I said, I could probably rearrange the garage in there.
And to have.
They end up having people from that Choo Choo Club come over, and we made a braid float.
Thing is, though, even if you did that, how much room would you have in the garage? Would you have enough room to go back at all, or would you be kind of cramped?
Yeah, well,
well, that's better than nothing, I suppose. So yeah, we were talking about the Ako. So basically, other than the bowling alley, which is being refurbished, the Choo Choo Club and the VWF, there basically is no bar, just just a sports bar, or just a regular bar.
Just club bars where you have to be a member.
Just club bars. And basically, it's one of those 3 places, right? It's either the VFW or the Choo Choo Club or the bowling alley, which right now is being refurbished. That's it.
Right, and they sold their license, but I guess they're going to have beer and wine after that. They got rid of the, maybe the hard liquor.
Okay.
It's going to be a restaurant.
Well, it's being redone right now, right? It's being refurbished.
Or something. Yeah, I'm not sure how.
So the
I haven't seen them working very hard at it.
So the only thing you got right now then is the Choo Choo Club and the VFW. That's it for the whole town.
And the Elks Club.
Oh, and the Elks Club.
They seem to be pretty busy too. They got a lot of. I went over there. Been over there a few times. They got a pretty nice bar there.
But which one is your preferred place? Which one do you like to go to? The Choo Choo Club, right? Is it? How big is it? Is it like?
Basically, they have like 3 rooms. They have one with a couple of pool tables in it. It's kind of separate. They have a room right about this size. And then they have another area about the same size, the lower ceiling with like a place for a band, just like a little stage area for the band. And then they have another area with a kitchen, so they have to make the food.
So they have three areas.
Or 4, yeah.
Or 4.
If you include the kitchen and stuff.
Hey man, I gotta check that out. I love that. They were good, man.
Yeah.
We enjoyed them. That was a lot.
Ready?
Damn, man. Let's go. Whew.
Maybe I should go poop first.
Huh?
And go to the bathroom. I might
Okay.
need a few minutes.
All right. Ready, man?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That one in Las Vegas was in another class.
Was it the same chain?
Huh?
Was it a Wich?
No, it was a Cuban bar we went to.
Oh shit.
A Cuban restaurant.
Oh shit. Well, you're not gonna compare.
Was it after the Nationals or something we were there?
Yeah, that's not a fair
Do
comparison.
you remember that one? We're driving around late at night.
Oh, I had forgotten about that. That's right. It was after Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were driving around. Was that when we were right before we came back?
Huh?
Was that right before?
Yeah, somewhere around. Yeah, I think before we came back.
Right before we came back, I think it was. We went there, and then after that, we left. We came back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd forgotten about that. It was a Cuban place.
Right.
It was like a little bit out. It wasn't in the strip. It was a little out.
Yeah, we kind of got lost or something.
Yeah.
Tripping on it or something.
Right. Yeah. That was. Yeah, I remember that, man. You got a good memory.
So that was the sandwich that I was thinking about and I was expecting.
Well,
or
no,
hoping for.
No, this is Americanized.
Yeah.
I imagine that one was more authentic. I imagine.
Yeah, it was. And you were talking about your family and your dad.
Yeah. My father was born in Matanzas.
Okay.
But he was raised in Santa Clara. Santa Clara.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And actually now Americans can go to Cuba a lot easier.
Yeah,
Before it was restricted. Now you can make it.
Yeah.
Tourism is starting to increase, and it's going to get a lot more. It's going to be a hell of a lot more Americans going to Cuba. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
Visit where my father's neighborhood, street, and his home.
You know where it is?
He'd have to tell me. I've never been to Cuba. Ever since he left in '56, before Castro came in, he never went back. So it's been 60 years. He's celebrating 60-year anniversary. He came here, he said, right around end of June, beginning of July, 1956. And here we are, 2016, 60 years later. I'd love to go. I would.
I want.
You want to go too?
Yeah.
I bet. And my father would have to tell me. He'd have to tell me like where to go, what to see, until things have changed. But I mean, just to see his neighborhood where he grew up, and oh man, and they have beautiful beaches too.